Hello everybody in LCB336, it's Leanne Crosswell here. I'm talking to you again about our final piece of assessment in the hope that I cover some of the questions that are coming up. It's due on Sunday the 4th of May at 5 p.m. at your assignment minder. If you're a Caboolture student, you need to ensure that your assignment minder is when it actually closes on Sunday for me, please. If you're intending to submit on the Sunday itself. It's a case study, this final piece of assessment. It's worth 40% of your marks, so you've already done 60% of the assessment in this unit. It builds on from assessment 1, both part A and B of assessment 1, very strongly, and it's going to require you to interview a junior secondary student. The survey that I want you to use is up in the assessment folder, and it is quite structured. I do not need to see the raw data that you collect. Instead, we want you to synthesise the information you collect from the student with your own observations of the student themselves and link it to the literature. You need to be talking about what commonalities they have with the wider literature for adolescents in general, and where their interests and needs may differ and take up specific requirements for differentiation. So you're talking about how they are similar to other adolescents and how they are different. This first part of the case study, where you're talking about the student specifically, will take about 250 to 300 words. That's what the teaching team and I would consider to be adequate. You will be needing to link it to the wider literature. You do need to be talking about junior secondary initiatives. You do need to be talking about middle schooling ideas and adolescent development. So go looking through that literature to relate it to your specific student. The next part of the assessment requires you to take one of your lesson plans that you've already submitted to us and adapt it in light of this specific student's needs. Now, the lesson plan itself needs to be either embedded in the assignment or attached as an appendices. It will not count in the word count. We've already seen it, but we need to be reminded of what you have put forward previously. And then you need to talk to us about how you're intending to differentiate. Now, the differentiation ideas that you might like to consider could come straight from the work that we've already done with you around differentiation, looking at things such as how you differentiate the content or the actual process that you're going to be taking them through, or the product that they need to show, or the environment itself. So those 4 key components that we've taken you through in our differentiation tutorials and lectures, we would like you to be considering them and linking it back again into the literature. Why do you think that taking that approach to differentiation will work particularly well for this student? And you'll have around 750 words to do that in. Okay. Of course, we're expecting you to be able to give us a very clear articulation of how you understand this unique student. You need to be writing coherently, you need to be writing in a scholarly way, and you need to align any comment you make with the current literature. We're going to be looking for how you adapt and contextualise pedagogy, curriculum and assessment practices to engage a specific adolescent learner. And of course, as I've said, we'll be looking for how you intend to differentiate or adapt or modify those lessons, that lesson, to take into consideration the needs that you've talked about for your student. If you identify your student as having specific needs, then it's critical that you address those needs in that lesson. You need to show us how you can align the analysis of the student themselves and then how you would react, respond, cater for them in that specific lesson. So keep it very, very specific to the student, the unique student that you've interviewed. As you know, we've put the criteria sheet up, so the criteria that we are valuing very highly is your understanding of the student's unique needs. That's the first criteria. The second criteria is your knowledge and understanding of appropriate adaptation or differentiation. And then the third one is academic writing. Now, academic writing, for some of you, we've had a little bit of feedback in terms of keeping your accuracy and your sentences very well structured, and try to build an argument or position for your specific student. So that's what we'll be looking for in those three, in that particular criteria, of academic writing. Finally, what I would like to draw your attention back to is that this entire unit was around junior secondary, and therefore we would be looking for you to make some strong links to the junior secondary initiatives that have been put forward by Education Queensland and or middle schooling literature, which has been around in Australia for about 30 years. So you've got an enormous amount of substantive literature to go to back up not just your practices in the classroom or your choices around differentiation, but also in discussing adolescent development, adolescent needs, and how to engage adolescents effectively in the classroom. Wishing you all the best. Okay, so it's due Sunday, the 5th of May, the 4th of May, Sunday the 4th of May, just before you go out onto your practicums. If you've got any further questions, please email me. Thank you. Bye.